When you listen to Rammstein, you feel sort of like euphoric. And once again, it's a mood, you know. I mean, imagine you're with friends in the gym and you're like, we're gonna break a personal record today. Then Rammstein gonna give you a little bit of Hey, what up? This is R3hab and I'm here at DIFFUS.
Does the 3 in R3hab have a special meaning?
No, it's like when you're on gaming and when you play games and your name is taken and then you change the E into a letter. So that's how it happened actually.
Do you listen to your own music?
Yeah. When you release it, you listen to it because with creation, you sort of keep creating and it's actually never finished until you just decide to send it in. And so when it's sent in and now it's online, like I cannot change anything anymore. So then I listen more as a consumer and less as a producer. This week I was listening to some things and watching some old videos just for inspiration. It's nice, you know? Because sometimes you're trying to recollect the feeling you had when you created to go back in that moment. Because it's a certain feeling or mood that you had.
What was the best show you've ever played?
Not specifically one show, but for example, Saudi-Arabien, I played the F1 and the Gamers 8, and it was like one of my favorite shows in the last year. I love playing in Saudi Arabia. The crowd is very fresh because, you know, electronic music festivals is something very new to them. And perhaps many people won't expect Saudi Arabia, a big electronic music festival, but it's amazing. And I like going to emerging markets. I remember going to China as one of the first DJs on a big tour. It was amazing because it's nice to capture new moments and new feelings with people.
How do you approach the different cities you visit?
I feel like a feeling of the city. So yesterday, when I arrived to Berlin, I had a good feeling. I don't know why, but that was my feeling and maybe it's only in my reality. So I enjoy it. Sometimes I go to a place and I don't have a good feeling and then I go again and again I don't have a good feeling and then again. And then I just know like somehow I don't connect to this place. Doesn't happen often. But for example, every time when I travel to Tokyo, I feel amazing. And there's places where I go, which I prefer not to name, you know, but I don't feel as good and I don't know why this is. For example, when I go to Norway, I love it every time. I love the energy in Norway and maybe that's me. And with some places I don't connect as much, that's me. But it's not like I have a list of points like, oh, arrival was good, weather is good, this is good, and that I feel good. It's something, a feeling.
How do you know your song is good?
This is a very interesting question because if it feels good, it should do good, right? So it felt good, so hopefully it does good. But some records were very difficult to make and they performed amazing. So on this one, I detach myself of the feeling because there's a few records where I struggled with so long to make it correct and they performed bad, and some records I struggled with the most and they performed amazing. So
what music makes you feel relaxed?
So now, for example, I was just listening for inspiration. I think I had a playlist on called like Rockets. Bruce Springsteen was there, Aerosmith, a few other. I like to listen to different moods because sometimes I like to think about, like, imagine what was it for them to make this record back then.
What bands would you love to see live?
I would love to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, perhaps Guns N' Roses. Rammstein is also on my list. Yeah, I know, with the pyro, it's amazing. I watched it on YouTube, you know, someone recorded it probably illegally and it's amazing. It's like looking at restaurant pictures.
Why do you think Rammstein is so successful?
Two things. One, the brand is like this. And the second thing, when you listen to Rammstein, you feel sort of like euphoric. And once again, it's a mood, you know. I mean, I'm not gonna put in Rammstein when I wake up. But imagine you're with friends in the gym and you're like, we're gonna break a personal record today. Then Rammstein gonna give you a little bit of, you know. I also think Rammstein for me connects a bit because I feel like they also have like electronic music influence. The sounds that they use, like it's also synthesizer, which is nice. And I think it's just like, they have something rebellious and that's nice.
What emotions does your music carry?
I think it's energetic. I think it's feel good. I think it's also a little bit of extra motivation, dopamine, adrenaline, roller coaster ride.
What would you do if you weren't a DJ?
I think I'd probably be like something in the restaurant business or real estate. I enjoy that. I think I would probably be strategic and start like small things, maybe just like smoothie shop, small sandwiches or small things, and then slowly expand. I like to keep control a little bit within my limits where I feel like I can have quality control.
What are your future goals?
Like I said, I like to do things that are challenging. And I remember playing the first time in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, a few years ago. One of the first electronic music concert, and it was very nice. You know, it was a nice feeling to play in these type of markets, because it's nice to be one of the first. And also, I feel like you connect with the people in a different way, because they are proud of you that you chose to come, because you had options to come somewhere else, but you chose something new.
How do you take care of your mental health?
Perhaps for some people, it's very difficult to be honest to yourself. So it's important, if you're having a bad day, that you understand that you're having a bad day and that you actually research why this day is bad. Perhaps poor sleep, perhaps poor diet, perhaps you didn't work out, perhaps this. And write those things down. So I know very well, I'm very accountable to myself. Like, okay, I'm not feeling, like today I feel like a 7. And I know why, because I fell asleep at 6 in the morning, which I shouldn't have done. Because I was started to work. Sometimes when I work on music and then I keep working, and I shouldn't do that. I should prioritize my recovery. So I know tonight that I shouldn't work on music, even if I want to. Short-term pleasure versus long-term feeling good.
What is one thing on your bucket list?
It would be really nice to like do a 6 months of disconnect, traveling in the mountains, but yeah, I don't see that happening, but perhaps. Maybe the Himalayan mountains, you know, would be pretty epic, you know. Kathmandu, going to check it, would be beautiful.
What other DJs inspire you?
I really think Calvin Harris is very amazing, you know, with the balance of pop and dance. He did a lot for dance music. You know, even like a guy like DJ Jazzy Jeff, you know, phenomenal technician. I was watching a YouTube video on him the other day. So many talents, you know, so many talents in the world around.